onto this screen and hopefully we'll be able to see if I'm live on YouTube. In theory we're live on YouTube right now, but I'm going to have to pull this up so we can check it's all working because everything's going haywire on me. Yep, we are live. Let's turn the sound off so we don't... There we go. Oh, someone's watching our mayhem. Hello to whoever's watching. Get a live chat. Anyone comments, I should in theory see it here, but if not, we've got it down here just in case. Okay. So now I have to set up the TikTok on my phone as the live studio isn't working. Question is, can we make this go down?
I went up to see Alice the other day.
Yeah, how's she doing?
She's doing alright. She's just come back from her, I think it was her mum's, for a week.
Cool, right. I can't see fully on there, but they should be able to see roughly. So, this is why I didn't want to go live on my phone, because it's hard to set it up properly.
Oh.
But somebody on YouTube is watching, so it says we've got one here, so I don't know who that is. Joe's hoping to make it along at some point, I believe. So hope you say, and it will say up here, if we, yep, it says we've got 3 people watching, and down here is where the chat is, which I have to try to keep hold of. So, it's a bit hard to see on there, because that's what I wanted to do on there, but it's just not working for some reason.
Oh well.
But
There you go.
we got there, we're set up.
Yeah.
So, we're just going to do some crafting again. I think I'm going to work more on this. I started this at the end of the last live I done last week, but it was just too painful on my hand to continue, because I think it was about an hour and a half I was live last week doing this. My hand was killing me by the end. It's like I definitely don't have the young hands I used to have that could do it non-stop.
And how far this goes sort of all around the world, does it?
Yep, it's
Somebody could tune in.
Yep, anyone who is currently on YouTube or TikTok could potentially see this sort of anywhere that YouTube and TikTok is in the world. People will chat.
Okay.
Most of my viewers on YouTube actually come from America, but most of the people who chat are actually UK people because of the time that I go live.
Well, yeah.
Jo, who's one of my regulars, I think she must have been with me since the beginning. Oops. Someone said hi. Do you want to say hi on TikTok?
Hi!
This is my neighbour Shirley. She's just discovering the joy of lives. She's come round to say hi instead of staying at her place and having to deal with housework stuff. You're having building stuff done, aren't you?
Yes. Having new doors put in.
So she's come down to do some craft stuff where it's more fun.
Yes. I'm fed up with being a carpenter's apprentice.
For free too.
It costs me money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pay to be someone's apprentice.
I pay
Kind of
somebody
mean.
to do the work. And I have to do all the cleaning and the...
All the unfair stuff. None of the fun stuff.
So this is much more fun.
And this is nice because with so many bank holidays, we haven't had a chat group, craft group, so it's nice that we actually get around to chat.
Yes.
Because usually we don't. I wish I could angle my phone better, but I'm just going to have to play with the TikTok software again. Oh, if you say hi into this camera, that's Jo saying hi. If you can see down at the bottom there, she says hi. Hi Jo! Your parcel has been posted out, Jo. I ended up getting it collected today because we didn't make it to the sorting office at the weekend. So it should be with you tomorrow. Jo won this month's, last month's prize.
Oh, what was it?
Jo chose some yarn. It's quite nice. No one's had the same prize yet. I still have Kate's prize here. She hasn't collected it.
Oh.
So I'll probably see her on Wednesday at the All the Way Games night up at the Green Dragon, and I'll give it to her on Wednesday. But Kate got a sewing pattern. Sharon had new pens, and Nikki had stitch markers and stitch marker nexus. How are you, Jo? Been up to much? Jo has a very large amount of pets. She has the most cutest dogs going.
Okay. What dog is it? What breed of dog is it?
Now you're asking, I don't know breeds.
Oh.
Jo, what are your dogs? And how's the sound today? Hopefully we've got it memorised from last time. When I first set up the new camera last week, we had some fun with the sound. It was trying to draw sound from both my laptop and my camera, so we were getting echoing and then double speech, and then it went into a funny little loop. It went into a whole thing. It was just don't know what was going on with it.
I was talking to another neighbour of ours the other day, and she was telling me about her new rabbit. She's got a new rabbit. It's a lion face rabbit.
Oh, I've not seen one of them.
It's grey and white. It's absolutely a loving rabbit. A house rabbit.
I couldn't have pets in the house. I have enough of my kids. I always say I've done the kids, so I'm not doing pets. Duncan would love a dog, but definitely not me. So Jo has a Chihuahua.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Corky, which is a Chihuahua Yorkie cross, and a Shih-Tzu, Shih Tzu, and a Poodle.
Shih Tzu. A Shih Tzu.
So she's got 3 of them. They are adorable, absolutely adorable.
My mum used to have a Shih Tzu.
They like to help Jo with her crochet. As you can imagine, that's fun.
She used to put a little bow in its hair.
Aww.
Oh.
I like dogs from a distance. I do not like them near me. I have a fear of dogs, so from a distance they're lovely. When they come close to me, I start to get panicky. It's turned out to be a hell of a challenge doing the swinging country show because, of course, there's a lot of dogs. But they were all really good, actually. Only one dog came right up to me, and that's because his owner was explaining that he associates wheelchairs with treats because he's got a friend who's in a wheelchair and she's always got treats with her, so he was looking for the treats. I'm like, nope, I don't have any. I don't carry dog treats with me. Jo makes the most awesome toys, monster things, and makes they're so adorable. I love seeing which one she comes up with. She's got this book, I can't remember the name of the book, but you can do all different things, like combine them to get all different monsters from them.
Oh yeah.
And they're so cool.
So it's got a lot of patience.
Yes.
Something I'm lacking.
you managed to do your corner blankets quite well. That takes some patience, and that poncho.
Yeah.
You should see this poncho that Shirley made, Joe. It's absolutely amazing. The colours on it are stunning. It's the, was it the spirit yarn? What was the yarn?
Yeah, it's a spirit. Rio? I think it was Rio.
Yeah, Rico spirit yarn or something, wasn't it?
Purples, blues, greens.
Oh, it's so pretty. It's absolutely stunning.
Yellowishy greens. And it blended perfectly.
It just looks so good when done, didn't it?
Yes.
The book that Joe uses is Edward's Crochet Imagine God. I can't say that now. Pronunciation of me is not great, but totally you should look it up. It's got some amazing stuff in it. You know what, Joe? I haven't worked on this since last week when I done my last live because my hand hurt so bad. When I finished the live, I put it aside and then never picked it back up again. But it means I've got it for a second live today, and then Shirley is doing the koalas one. Which, considering Shirley likes to spend a lot of time in Australia, doesn't surprise me.
Yes. Yes.
When COVID hit, Shirley was in Australia. She kind of got stuck there. You overstayed your visa by how far?
Yes, I was an illegal immigrant.
I think you told them to deport you, and they still wouldn't, would they?
Yes. I said, please. Yes. Yeah, I had to report to the police because I was over my visa stay. Because if I hadn't have reported, I couldn't have got to the airport even, because we had to get, even though the whole of Western Australia at the time only had 9 cases. Now, if you think of Australia, you could probably get in Western Australia probably about 11 Englands, if not more. And they only had 9 cases.
Which is blimmin' impressive.
Yet their lockdown was so strict. We could go to the beach for an hour. And since my sister only lived about 800 metres from the beach, that was quite good. We were on a 5th.
Oh, somebody's trying to phone me. Let's just go away. This is why I don't like using my phone to go live, because somebody keeps trying to phone me every time I go live. No one phones me any other time.
We had a 50k driving ban, so we could only go 50k. Well, the airport was probably a good 100k from where I was. So you had to get permission to even get to the airport, which I did on my proper day of leaving, my ticket day. I was 4th in line to get onto the aircraft. Thankfully, my sister stayed with me, because as we were queuing up, nothing was moving at all. The queue wasn't getting, nobody was on the desk taking your reservation or anything. And this snotty little 16-year-old, he's probably older, but he looks 16, came and said, "Do you have a Singaporean passport? I said, no, British. Oh, well, you're not flying today then. Excuse me? But I need to fly. I've got a connection from Singapore. No, Singapore won't take you. Nothing's going. The plane is going into Singapore, and only if you're a Singaporean. I don't know if that's the right word to say. Singaporean. So the question was, what do I do now? Well, you can go upstairs in the lounge and you can look on the internet and see if you can find another airline. Is there another airline flying out? Not from Perth. But they've shut the border, so I can't go anywhere else. Then you're going to have to see if you can, if there's another airline another day that's going to take you. 2 months later, I hadn't booked. There was a rescue flight from Qatar Air. They could not guarantee a flight to England, but I could get to Qatar. And it was going to cost, just to get to England from Australia, it was going to cost nearly double what I originally paid for a return.
Yeah, they knew how to rake in the money, didn't they, back then? Everyone's desperate.
So I said, well, you can forget that one. I'll just stay where I am. And I said, my visa lasts for 3 months, so hopefully it'll all be sorted out within 3 months and I can hop on a plane and go. 4 months later, I was at the airport again, on my way to Qatar. Because still, that was the only airline that was actually flying. And you had to be on this rescue flight, but the price had come down to about £800, I think.
Still so much money.
Bearing in mind I'd only paid £700 for a return, but there you go. It was a big plane. There was 12 of us on it. There was 3, 4 and 3 seats. We probably had 2 people in each segment. So it was a good flight to Qatar. But then the panic started. Were we going to be allowed to fly on to Great Britain? Luckily, we did get a flight. That had a few more people on, but we still had about 3 seats, a good 3 seats each. So we could stretch out and we could sleep and get into the UK quite refreshed.
It's probably the only time you get any nice comfort in the
Yes.
room on a plane.
Yes. And I got into the UK. And it was as if nothing had ever happened. nobody was there to hand out masks or ask any stupid questions or where we come from or where are we going. So we wondered what,
Our response was so slow and ridiculous.
It was absolutely ridiculous. Yes, nobody came up and said, can you please put a mask on? Or there was none of that.
Yeah, at least you're home.
But there you go.
And now you're
So
leaving your home so you can hide here and get away from the works.
I wasn't allowed to. I wasn't even told at the airport that I wasn't allowed. I had to isolate for 2 weeks. It was only when I was being picked up when my husband said to me, you're going to have to isolate for 2 weeks. And I said, who said? I said, nobody in there's told me I had to isolate for 2 weeks.
Which
I
is
could go where I want to go. So I could have gone into the centre of London. I could have gone to a nightclub. I could have gone.
Just imagine you at a nightclub.
I could have gone anywhere. Concert. Ridiculous. Yes. And there I've been in Australia with
Swimming
9
with the
people. Only 2 of those were Australian. 7 were foreigners that had it, and they were up in the minefields, up in the goldfields, mining.
Mm.
Yes. And if I wanted to go back to Australia, I was going to have to get special permission because I'd violated my visa. So.
Which is ridiculous, because it's not like you intentionally violated visa, you couldn't leave.
No, I couldn't leave. No, I did. I openly said, look, please deport me. They said, we can lock you up. And I said, go on then. I said, you've got to feed me then. That's it, my sister feeding me.
Is that signal bad, Joe?
So, that was my fun through lockdown.
My life pretty much didn't change. I never went anywhere anyway. I just stayed at home and craft all day.
Well, a lot of the shops did shut in Australia, but supermarkets were open, and you were only allowed 1 person in, 1 person per trolley. You weren't allowed to take children, or 2 people couldn't, walk around as if they were chatting. But so I had a trolley and my sister had a trolley. So we did what we normally do.
I pretty much hid in my bedroom for the beginning part because the boys, all 3 of my boys, had to continue working. None of them could take any time off because they were counted as essential workers because of food and tyres.
Yeah.
So I just hid in the bedroom the whole time because I didn't want to be anywhere near them.
Well, we used to go for a swim at the gym first thing.
You see, if I go on holiday, I'm not exercising.
And then from the swimming pool, we used to then stop off at the beach on the way back.
Now that would be nice.
And have a quick swim in the ocean. Then home, shower, and then in the afternoon at 4 o'clock we used to walk to the quay and watch the dolphins and feed the dolphins.
So jealous you get to see so many dolphins. I'd love to.
Every day.
My mother-in-law, when she went on her cruises, she got to see dolphins. She
Oh.
took a load of photos. It's just so pretty.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Like, one day I will. And then Reese has just got back from Greece. And he was sending me photos and videos most of the time. Teasing me about all the wonderful things he was seeing. I was so jealous.
Whereabouts did he go in Greece?
He probably told me, but I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I'm not very good at remembering place names. But he sent me loads of pictures and videos, and it just looks so gorgeous there. These are so relaxing. I do love this.
Yeah, good fun.
It's quite interesting to see the colours that come on this one, because it's supposed to be pink, but if you can see on the camera, you can see how many other colours show up on it.
Blue shows up.
Yeah, so I think it's
Green.
really quite cool.
I've got blues and greens. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I don't think I'll get some more of these ones, because these ones really are quite nice. I looked at the Hobbycraft range when we went to Hobbycraft at the weekend, and they only have a very tiny range of them, so
We're at Hobbycraft.
yeah.
I find it Hobbycraft a real disappointment.
We went to Hobbycraft to get multiple different things, and I came back with nothing. They still don't have that
Tacky glue.
yeah, the clear gloss glue, they don't have that. Still can't get my knife blade from a Cricut.
No, I couldn't get any when I went to
I had a look in the
Hobbycraft.
jewellery section. Is absolutely tiny now, and had none of the bits that I needed, all the findings that I needed. No, Hobbycraft has just got really, really bad. I don't know what's going on with them.
And I find the range is moving away from card making.
Yeah?
Yep, it's,
I'm still disappointed they didn't have any yarn in there when we went for opening day.
oh,
I
That
was
was
so
pathetic.
annoyed.
that was pathetic.
So why aren't you going to Spain then, Joe? What are they leaving you behind for? There's people popping in and out on the TikTok, but nobody seems to really chat on there. It's weird. Sometimes I get loads of people chatting on TikTok, and other times I get barely any activity. My spinning stuff tends to get more notice on the
Oh,
TikTok.
yeah.
People seem to like the spinning. My sister's going on holiday for our birthday next week.
Where's she going?
Can't say. She doesn't know. My niece, her oldest daughter, is taking her on a surprise holiday.
Oh,
All she knows is she's got to pack and have a passport. She doesn't know where she's going, and it's fantastic because I know and I can tease her, and I'm not. Can't say because she might listen to this.
Ooh.
But yeah, she's never been on a plane before, so it's
Oh,
gonna be.
really?
Yeah, I said to Minnie Shannon she's got to take a photo of her face when it take off and landing because I need to see it. Because Leanne is a little terrified. So it was like, I need photos. I need to see how she copes.
yeah. I hope she doesn't watch that program, Air Investigations or whatever it is.
Yeah, I know what one you're on about. Yeah.
Oh. I keep saying to John, I wish you wouldn't put this on.
It was like Leanne didn't get a driving licence until we were in our 30s because she had a really nervous. She's still really nervous now, bless her. So she wasn't really wanting to drive either, but she had to because she needed to get to work and things, and it was not great. But yeah, she doesn't seem to like too much that she's not in control of, which I completely understand. That's why I don't like using public transport and things myself, because I can't control them and I panic. I'm missing most of the lines on this. It's so hard with these things to get the tiny little ones. But yeah, I'm jealous. The place Reese went did look absolutely amazing. And he'd been to Budapest a few months before, and my niece Shannon's been to Budapest and to Lanzarote, and I'm just so jealous because I get to go to all these gorgeous places and I don't leave the country. Problem is, I'm too afraid to leave the country. It's hard to find places that are wheelchair friendly and accessible while on holiday. If you don't know the area well.
Well,
so.
don't go to Prague, because that's not wheelchair friendly at all. It's all cobbles. They're very slippery.
I think this is going to be my main problem trying to go anywhere, is that there's so few places that are wheelchair friendly. I'm quite lucky that my wheelchair, one of the batteries, not the other one, but one of the batteries is airline friendly, so my wheelchair can go on the airline just fine. But it doesn't matter if I can get it on an airplane if we can't find somewhere that's wheelchair friendly to go.
Yes. Cyprus?
I don't really know much about Cyprus.
I like Cyprus because they drive on the right and everybody speaks English.
Oh, that's handy.
Well, the majority speak English.
My other problem is obviously
English or Australian.
taking
There's
all
an
the
awful lot of
medicines as well.
Australians there.
It'd be just my luck I'd get over there and I'd lose my medicines, my wheelchair would get broken, and I'd panic.
Oh, over there you can buy most medicines from the chemist.
Yeah, but I can't afford all my medicines, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. They don't come cheap.
You can't leave the in-laws to have the dogs again so soon, they work hard, bless them. I suppose that's the only problem with having so many pets, isn't it? It's finding pet sitters if you want to go on holiday.
Yes.
We used to look after Duncan's parents' dog when they went on their cruises before she died, bless her. We had to get special written permission from the landlord in order to have her here, even though she was an old ageing dog whose back legs weren't working. But still thought she was a pup. I think she was a little dementia, bless her. But yeah, we had to get special written permission to be able to dog sit, because we weren't allowed pets in this house. Which I don't understand, because the previous tenants definitely had a cat. Because I saw it when we came in, looked at the
Yes,
place.
they did have a cat. Yes. Because it used to, used to come round in ours.
Yeah. Yeah, they had it all set up here when we viewed the property, so it was like, we know they allow pets before, but when we moved in they said no pets. I guess the landlord changed his mind. But it works out better for me, because I don't want to have any pets, because they make a mess, they cost money, and you can't really go anywhere.
Yes. Although I miss my cat, desperately miss my cat, and they all keep saying they're going to get me another cat. And I said, no, please, I don't want another cat. I've got loads of cats. They all come in the garden.
Yeah, there's plenty around here that come and say hi.
And I said, the ginger one, which I don't like, because he's a scraggy ginger Tom, and he's a fighter, he started to come in the house.
Oh no.
Yeah.
There's a few cats around here that seem to think they own every house, isn't there?
Yes. Yes. There's a beautiful Bengal cat. But oh my God, has he got attitude?
Oh dear.
Oh. Him and Ginge, because Ginge owns the place. Because he's getting on a bit, is Ginge.
Yeah.
and they had a scrap on our drive.
Oh no.
There was fur flying everywhere. Clumps of fur going past the window.
Oh, bless. But we had a problem in the village of that bully cat, didn't we? That people kept complaining about in the All the Way group. There was a cat that kept bullying other cats and fighting them.
Yes. I don't know where that cat's gone.
No, I don't. I know they were trying to catch a cat that Debbie got hold of, and then the owners demanded to get it back. But I don't know if that's the same one that's causing troubles, or whether that one got caught up in the mess of it all.
I don't think it is the same one. No. Yeah, there's Ginger's a bit of a, you know, I own this place. But certainly the Bengal has got attitude.
Yeah. Some cats really do have quite an attitude, don't they? Alright Joe, we'll see you later. Thanks for popping by. Sorry we haven't chatted much today. I keep getting drawn into this. How long have we been live so far? 36 minutes. We're doing well.
I like my squirrels.
Yeah, I love watching the squirrels at the back of the garden.
They have been having hijinks out there this morning. Oh my gosh.
I need to get a camera or something set up so I can film them. When I used to film out in the conservatory, you used to be able to see them behind me on camera, and people used to love watching that.
Yeah, oh, the squirrels. Yeah, there's 4 out there now, regular.
Nobody wants to chat on TikTok today. People keep coming in, but nobody's actually chatting. I don't know if it's the bad angle. I just don't know why the TikTok studio wasn't working. I'm going to have to try again tomorrow on that to see if I can get it up and running. Because in order to...
What do you do with eyes? Do you do the eyes as well?
Yeah, not very well, but I do them. I just kind of...
Do you do the black bit or do you do the white bit?
The white bit.
Oh.
So you always just scrape off the actual silver bit that's there and leave all the black behind.
Oh, okay. Oh, I've been doing it the other way around.
So you've been doing it the wrong way around. Yeah, you scrape off the white and leave the black, but I miss most of the white.
Well, it's a bit difficult with this because it is black and white or it's fur.
Exactly. Yeah, the flamingos have not been great. The leaves are much easier to do than the flamingos on this. But it's coming along. There's so much, see how much dust it comes from doing these. My entire desk was covered last week. It was quite hilarious until I finished and had to get Duncan to help me clean it off.
You need a hoover, don't you? A little hoover.
I used to have a little mini Henry hoover. It literally was a desk hoover.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But it was so very old, it's gone in the bin now because it just doesn't work anymore. So I wouldn't mind getting a new one of them. It was this little battery powered
I've got
thing.
one of these
so
hand ones that, you know.
Yeah.
That you just, you've got to keep charging it up.
We used to have one of them, but I don't know what happened to it. So we used to use it to clean out the car. I guess it probably broke or something. So it was blooming old when we had it. Keep seeing people saying they've joined, but nobody's actually saying hi. Hello. We still have someone watching on YouTube, they're just not speaking.
No.
They're shy.
Okay.
You often end up with a lot of lurkers, people who don't actually chat, they just say hi.
Well, it's a lot of people like me who don't understand it as well.
Well, some people are watching them while working, so they're listening, or they've got it on mute and they're just watching the crafting side of it without actually thinking, so that way their bosses don't know they're doing it. I don't know why it keeps trying to get me to invite people into the lives. It's like, I don't know the people, I'm not going to invite someone I don't know. That's usually the first time they are.
It says, you look fun.
Definitely a perk.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Makes me laugh is the new ones where they comment on your post about they think it'd be rude to message you without permission, so would you mind messaging them because they find you interesting or attractive or whatever. I'm like, do you really think people are actually going to message you when you do that? It's like, it's not a dating site. You want to have people messaging you for dating, let's go on a dating site. It is not Facebook. It's like my personal Instagram page. I get so many rando men following me that I have to keep removing and blocking. It's like my personal Instagram account is for my weight loss and my hair routine for fixing my hair's damage. Nothing about it tells people I want to chat to men.
That's right. Been there, done that. Don't want any more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's not hard to tell I'm a married woman on my profiles. So really, what kind of person thinks you're going to message them anyway? I did have one guy who messaged me many years ago, and I told him no, I wasn't interested, I'm married, and his response wasn't what I expected, which would be, oh sorry. No, he's like, but are you happily married? I'm like, dude! Oh my god!
As long as his wallet is full, yes. When the wallet becomes empty...
Don't really care about the money, as long as he's still being loving to me. I can always make my own money.
Yes. Mine's on a thin, tight rope. I have to keep nagging him to empty the bin.
I know that feeling well. 3 boys in the house who apparently forgot how to clean.
Would you like to empty the bin before I said it stinks?
Yeah, every time I go in the kitchen to put something in the thing, I'm like, and so the bin's full again then. So you think they'd get the hint?
Yes.
Threaten them now with that they'll have to start paying for the cleaner that comes if they make a mess, because I'm not paying for it all and then they're making a mess. Though to be fair, I think it comes out of Duncan's wages, so really he's paying for it, not me.
Yeah, I was telling John that you've got this cleaner coming.
Yeah, Sue, she's fantastic.
And I said, you know, it's very tempting.
Oh, it's awesome. She's fantastic. She's been coming on Wednesdays for the bank holiday weeks, but normally she's Mondays. But yeah, she comes Wednesday mornings on bank holidays. She obviously doesn't work cleaning on bank holidays. So she's a carer as well, and so she's still doing her caring jobs on bank holidays, but she's not doing the cleaning jobs on the bank holidays. Can't blame her. She works non-stop. But yeah, she's fantastic. So nice to have the house mostly looking good again. And still, after the weekend of redoing the garage, it's not so good at the moment. But when she's been here tomorrow, it'll start looking quite good again.
It'd be nice to have somebody to help me turn the mattress on the bed as well.
Oh yeah.
Because John won't.
Normally I attempt to help Duncan do that sort of thing, but I can't do it anymore, so Duncan does it on his own.
You've got 2 boys.
Yeah, normally they're at work when we do it. The thing is, our mattress is supposed to be one of those types where you don't turn it. But we still have to turn it. It can't cope with my weight. It just indents. I need a stronger mattress. Take those, see what we're working on. It's actually coming along really brilliantly now.
It is fine.
Show it to this camera. This one here.
That one.
Yeah, that one there.
That one there.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does. It's got like a rainbow hue to it, hasn't it?
It's gorgeous.
Oh, it's so pretty.
It's really gorgeous. It's got greens and blues and... The trouble is your tea gets cold.
This is why I have cold drinks, because I'll never have a hot drink. I never get through them. They always get cold. So now I just drink cold drinks. I have my teas in the evenings when I don't get distracted.
Oh, well, I'm crafted in the morning. I have a hot chocolate, and it's always cold by the time I get to drink it. So, but I don't mind that.
I have Pacific hot chocolate cups, and what they are is actually a cauldron. Reese bought me it one year. It's a Harry Potter cauldron, but it's a self-stirring one.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I put my hot chocolate in, because then that way I can press the button and it stirs it all up for me. It's lovely.
Ooh.
Hello to all those who just joined. It says there's 4 of you from TikTok. Oh. Hello, Nanny. My eyes can't read it. Nanny Rendon. Hola.
Oh, she's Spanish.
Have any of you guys ever done these scratch ones? I've done them as a kid and I loved them. They are so relaxing, but they are so messy. Yeah, they're just scratch pads. These ones were bought from the Range, which is a shop in the UK. And so they've got the colour underneath, and then it's been painted black, and then the picture's been printed on the top, and then we just scratch it off. So, really nice and simple, but really pretty. But I bought a whole bunch of them, so I've got a whole bunch to do on my lives over the next few months. All different types. There's one that I haven't tried before, which is a thick colour one. That's going to be a really interesting one to do. They're just so pretty and shiny.
It is very pretty.
And anyone who knows me well knows that I like shiny. So, art and shiny going together is just perfect for me. Yeah, I wonder if the TikTok studio, it was doing an update, so I wonder if it was needed an update to make my cameras work, because it worked fine the other day. It has attempted to do it now. Yeah, it's just done an update. So it might be that TikTok Studio will work again in a minute. Let's hope it doesn't ruin my live right now while it does its update. Oh, that sounds like that might be done. Come back. Hey babes.
Hello.
Reese is gonna phone.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Don't they all?
To be fair, normally we're the ones tapping up Mally or Kurt. Whereas Reese is always tapping all of us up. Right, I don't know what YouTube... Right, I think I'll have to have a play with the TikTok Live Studio. Might work again after or something. Yep, that ended the live on there because it would be funny on me. Let's try pulling it up on here now.
When's Reese going to ring?
I told him you'd be back by 3:30. Obviously I was a bit long on time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't finish till 20 past.
You know me, I never remember these things.
Yeah. I've got to get back upstairs to work.
See you in a bit. I'm going to attempt to get TikTok Live working.
Did he actually say what he's after?
Yep.
Borrowing some money or?
Yep, 100 odd quid. He needs it by 5 o'clock tonight because he's gone into his overdraft and he doesn't want to get charged. He said if we haven't got it in the bank then we'll just tap up the money from your parents that they're holding for us.
Yeah.
I think he said he can give it back to us Thursday.
Alright, that should be fine then. We're on 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be okay.
Right, let's see if we can get this TikTok Live Studio working now. Generally can't work out this blooming TikTok one. YouTube, so much easier to use. Yeah, I guess I can't use OBS and TikTok Live together. It won't give me the cameras for them. Oh, which means I can only do YouTube or TikTok. Can't do both.
Okay.
So we'll just stick to YouTube for the minute. Oh, hiya, Anita. Anita often comes along, but she made it. Doesn't matter if you're late to join. You know me, I'm always rambling away. I'm working on the same thing I was working on last week, and I haven't got any further on it. I think you missed last week's, didn't you? So it's the scratch cards things, scratch art. And the lovely lady beside me is my next door neighbour, Shirley.
And it's my first attempt.
Yep, it's the first time you're doing this and being live, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's nice to have company. Usually I sit chatting to myself most of the time while I wait for people to comment.
Well, I'm not techno, so It confuses me.
You'll get there.
Yeah, I'll get there. I get there.
That's all that matters, is you get there in the end.
It's a good job I've got friends and neighbours that play around with the technology bit.
Problem is, we didn't have any of this when we were younger, so it's all learning curves for us. What comes simple to other people is blooming hard work, because we're old. We didn't have these things to play with. You know, YouTube didn't exist, the internet barely existed. I didn't have my first computer or go online until I was 17. And of course, mobile phones was many years later as well. I remember having a pager with my dad. And those BT phone cards that you can use to charge the phone calls to your house phone.
Oh, that was before my time. Of getting a phone. That was before my time getting a phone. Definitely.
I can remember my dad, he got a computer not long before he died, and he really had no clue what he was doing. He'd literally ring me up and go, right, how do I turn the computer on? And then a few hours later he'd ring up and go, right, I've done what I need to do, how do I turn it off?
Well, when my youngest son was using a computer, he said to me, Mum, I've got to have a computer. What do you want one of them for? You've got to get one. You've got to get me one. And I said, well, what's it going to do? It'll do the washing, it'll do the ironing, it'll do the cleaning. I said, well, we'll have two then.
Yeah.
He lied. I've never let him forget that.
What's your new laptop, Anita? I need a new computer. I work from a laptop at the moment, but I actually need a desktop because I keep filling up the hard drives. I've just got a new 4 terabyte hard drive, external hard drive, because I filled up the 1 terabyte already, and I had filled up my laptop, but we've managed to empty some of that off into the 4 terabyte one now, so all my games are now on the external hard drive. I can only play my games when I'm over at my desk and the external hard drive's plugged in.
I had an external hard drive. It had all my photographs on. I was taught how to be able to put them on my hard drive.
You just don't remember how to get them off.
And 3 months ago, when they were changing my craft room over from a big bedroom to a box room.
I still can't believe they did that to you.
Well, I don't use it.
It's not big enough to
I
properly
just bring it
craft
all downstairs, and it's filling up the conservatory.
Yep.
And I said, well, you chucked me out of my lovely craft room. I was warm, I was cosy, it was good light. I said, and you put me in a box room where I can't turn round.
Yeah, there's just not enough room in those small rooms. That's why it's Duncan's office, because he doesn't need anything other than his computer desk.
Yeah.
I had it for a craft room for a few years, and you couldn't do anything in there.
No, you can't. I mean, I can't even turn my chair round. It can, you know, it won't swivel round because there's not enough room.
Yeah.
And so he says, why did you bring it all downstairs? And I said, because there's no room up there.
Yeah, where else are you going to work?
I said, you know, I can't sit there.
Crafters need their space.
okay, they'll get fed up with me.
Yep, and hopefully give you the big room back.
They'll move me back. Eventually.
As you know, I tend to have a habit of spreading out everywhere anyway.
Well, crafters do spread out. That's what they're
Exactly.
supposed to do.
I mean, I've been good. I've put down all of my knit machines. None of them are currently up and running because I don't have room for them. So that we have some room in the lounge to move. And I've just gave up my dyeing station in the garage so that Duncan can have all of his woodworking stuff. So I'm being good. I'm not taking any more space from me. I need the rest of it.
Yeah. You've got enough room. So are you going into competition with him then? For future craft sales?
He's going to be making a bunch of stuff to sell with me.
You'll be having 3 tables.
Alice Vivi Book 50. Oh, I don't know that one, Anita. I'll have to look that one up. I'll have to have a Google. I'm usually pretty good at knowing brands of computers, but I don't know that one. I'm obviously getting old and out of touch with things again.
Did everybody enjoy the coronation?
We enjoyed the peace and quiet, not having anyone around. Duncan went into town, got the things done he wanted, come back. I think I had a nice relaxing bath, no interruptions. I didn't watch any of it. I think I saw bits of it pop up on TikTok and YouTube and that, but I didn't actually watch it.
I got to be perfectly honest. I'm not a staunch royalist or anything like that. And I wouldn't have dreamt of going up to London and watching it. But I did watch it. I watched all of it. And I kept thinking to myself, well, they're talking as if he's a god.
Someone else said that. Yeah. It's because of all this religious stuff that he's part of, because he's like the head of church as well, isn't he?
Well, I know the Queen was the head of them. But I thought, hang on here, if you're the head of the church, the Christian church, Church of England, doesn't it say somewhere that you are not covered your wife's friend or your or any other?
Yeah, he's a divorcee and that, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, excuse me, Naughty Charlie was having an affair whilst he was married. He even fathered a child by a woman, this woman,
Yeah.
that actually is living in Australia.
Yeah, I remember all of that talk about this person claiming to be their child.
I mean, whether, I don't, it's not proven, but, and I said, also not proven that he murdered his wife.
That's the fucking cap of that scene because they have too
But
much control.
I said, I think there was, he knew what was going to happen to her.
Yeah, they didn't give her any of the protection she needed after leaving
No.
the royal family. She needed that protection.
She did. I said, then he marries again. She was married, and I'm not 100%, but was she not a Catholic?
I don't know, because I don't really follow much about them all, because I just think they're a bunch of rich, pompous gits. I do like them in some things. I mean, Charles is very into his herbal remedies, so he helps fund natural care. And they have some really good charity work and things they do. But I find most of the lords and ladies and all this stuff, they're so out of touch with the real world.
Yes.
And the cost of living and things that they don't have a clue. Like, some of those outfits that they would have been wearing in Coronation probably cost more than some people's rent that they're struggling to pay.
Most definitely. I mean, I was a bit sort of, what is all this God thing? I mean, I know if you look on Google, I mean, it goes right back to 1066, all this. And I think Henry VIII had an awful lot to answer for.
Yeah.
But I just did not realise it was such a religious
Ceremony. Yeah,
ceremony.
no, I didn't.
I mean, I honestly didn't know what to expect. Whether just somebody come along and plonk the crown on his head.
Plonk the crown on his head. That would have been ceremonious.
You know, and you give your alliance to the king.
Yeah.
I mean, I was around when the Queen was her coronation.
You would have been pretty young at that point.
But
though,
yeah. All I wanted to do was to go out and play in the mud.
Sounds like fun to me.
Yeah. So, but Granny said I had to sit on the sideboard and watch this tiny little television. And shut up.
You know, pictures are a nightmare, aren't they, Anita? I have either pictures or videos for my patterns. I need to redo them all. They're all awful. Yeah, that's a good point. Some of them probably did cost more than the annual ones. Annual pay. It would have been ridiculous how much we pay for clothes. That's alright, Anita. I'm always running off somewhere. Yeah, I dread to think how much some of that clothes cost. I think Harry and Kate and Will and Meghan are getting a little more down to earth. Maybe Harry and Meghan are a little more than some people like, but I think they're doing better than what their parents and that were. They're not so rich orientated. You know, they actually don't mind working for a living.
I mean, my views of Harry is he needs to grow some balls and get on with life.
Well, I think that's the point he has. He's speaking out against the institution and the way that they treated everyone, because Meghan's been treated like Princess Diana was treated, and look how that ended.
Oh, Diane was brought in to give him 2 sons.
Yeah. She was treated like crap.
Yeah.
And then discarded.
She was used.
And that's how they're treating Meghan, for different reasons, but they're treating her like crap. She might have different views than other people, but it doesn't give them an excuse to treat her like that.
No,
I mean, the fact that they weren't even allowed to get therapy when their mother died, because it's not the done thing. I mean, that's ridiculous. 2 young boys lose their mother.
Yeah.
They need therapy.
Yeah.
No, I don't blame him for packing up and leaving. He done what was needed to be done for the safety of his wife and his kids. Yeah, I think she may have went into it a little naively, not realising how bad it was going to be.
Yes.
It shouldn't have been that bad. You shouldn't expect your life to be that bad. Yeah, I think Meghan hasn't really had a family, has she, properly?
No.
So I think
she was badly treated by her own, well, not by her mother so much, but
no, but by her father.
by her father.
I think she just she's not had much luck, has she? And I think it's taken
Yeah.
some learning for her. But she's
prob-
getting there. She's being a fantastic mother, and that's all that matters. That she's stepping up for her
I think
kids.
she's beautiful.
I watched that Meghan and Harry thing on Netflix, and it was just amazing to see what they have to go through every day. It's insane.
But I do wish Harry would just grow some balls and just... But what's going to happen to him if he does? Is he going to end up like his mother? 6 foot under?
Yeah, well, he's speaking out about them all, which is a huge risk, and hasn't been going down well. So he's getting there. I think he's starting to get the life that he deserves. He's starting to be his own person instead of having to be this perfect person.
Why did he come to the coronation? Why did he come? He should have stayed in America. He would have said a lot more by not even turning up.
I suppose he's probably just trying to make sure that his children have some kind of relationship
I
with the
don't
rest
think
of
he
the
should
family.
have come. I think he should have stayed in America and said, sod the lot of you.
Yeah, I think he should too, because he's been treated so badly by them. But I think he's trying to show that he's trying, even if they're not. But no, I would have said, screw you, I'm not coming.
Exactly.
But I think it's been bred into him from a child of the responsibilities he has to have. And I think even though he's trying, he's still got too much of that in him. But on the interview, he was saying that he wasn't allowed to have the therapy that he wanted to have, because it wasn't the done thing, the sort of things he wanted to talk about and things on that Netflix show.
Oh, they'll get him back. They'll get Harry back over here. There'll be another marriage split up.
Yeah,
Was that done right?
that looks really cool. It looks awesome. Do the next one now. You're so much faster than me. I'm still going. I've still got that to go.
Oh, well, you talk too much.
Well, I'm supposed to talk. Can't be silent on here, can I?
I'll try and do this one properly.
The other one looks fun.
Yeah, well, I started off by scratching the black bits off. not
Instead of the white bits. Yeah, you scratch the white bits. It still looks like though. Nobody can tell. I said I miss a lot of the white bits because my alignment is not great. I'm alright on the feathers, but when it comes to the on the leaves rather, but when it comes to the animals, I miss quite a lot of my alignments. So what crafty stuff you been up to, Anita? Don't forget to share your patterns in the group if you've got a blog or something. We're going to have to go soon. How long have we been live? Wow, hour 14. Yeah, I don't blame him setting up stuff beforehand though. because they were setting up stuff to be able to have their own life instead of rely on their family money, and that's a good thing. A lot of people put contracts in place before they do them. Most celebrities do. I don't know why people object to him making money from the Netflix and the Oprah shows. He's making money just like anyone else in any other job. Anyone who goes on Oprah is on there for making money, or any other TV show. Just because you're a member of the royal family doesn't mean you shouldn't be allowed to do it. Now look at the Kardashians. They're famous for being famous. Their life is literally about making money about themselves. And hats off to them, they've done bloody well at it.
Yeah, so they have. I wouldn't, I'm not a great lover of Charles, to be honest.
I find him funny, because like he was putting spies in the government so that he knew everything that was going on. He openly admits this stuff.
I wouldn't trust him as far as I could see him, actually.
I don't trust any of them. Anyone in power, anyone who's rich, I don't trust any of them. They're all lying, conniving little bits.
He's very short-tempered.
It's probably because he's never had no said to him. He's had everything handed to him on a plate his whole life.
Well, yes, I suppose so. He's never had to fight for anything, has he, really?
No, exactly.
Yes. I mean, look at that bit where he had a hissy fit over that blasted fountain pen.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No. I have to disagree with you, Anita. I don't think Meghan is the person that you think she is. The royal family are a bunch of racist gits, and they were awful to her. And there's letters and messages to prove what they did, and video footage of it. Meghan and Harry aren't innocent in all of it, but she has been treated appallingly in ways that Kate was never treated. Because Kate comes from a rich white family.
Yeah. Yes. And I think the only reason Camilla was given the role of being Queen Consort was I think the Queen realised just what a prat Charles was. And Camilla would have been the only one that could have stood up to him.
Yeah.
And put him straight.
This is the problem. When you've been raised as royal and, you know, nobody's going to argue with you, finding someone who will argue with you is hard work. And everybody needs somebody who will say no to them. You can't always have everybody saying yes to you all the time.
Yes, exactly. And I think the Queen realised that Camilla was quite a strong woman.
Yeah. You'd have to be to put up with all the
gosh.
harassment she got over the years. Because let's face it, she's had a lot of harassment.
She has had a lot of harassment.
Some of it potentially deserved,
Yes.
but not all of it. Everybody in this world has mistakes that they have to live with. And, you know, plenty of people get divorced and marry someone else.
Yep.
Or have affairs. Doesn't mean it's right, but doesn't mean that just because your affair happens to be with a future king that you should be treated so crap.
Yeah. But I think Charles was extremely lucky because the Mrs. Simpson episode, he wasn't allowed to be king or a part of the royal family anymore because of Mrs. Edward. Is it Edward? What was his name?
I'm terrible at remembering names.
With Mrs. Simpson. So he couldn't.
And there was someone who had to abdicate the throne
was the
because
one.
they wanted to marry an actress.
That was her. That was the
That
one.
was it, was it?
Yeah, that was the one.
Which I think, you know, it's ridiculous that you get punished for falling in love with someone that they
Yes.
don't approve of.
Yes.
And that's not just
But
royal
Charles
family, that's
but-
so many families who punish you if you fall in love with someone that they don't approve of, which
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Charles got away with it.
Yeah. I think everyone should be able to marry whoever they love.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't matter what station they have in life, what their status
Well,
is.
when you think of it, Edward is the only one of the royals that is still married to the one he married to start with.
Yeah. I think it's just too much pressure put on them. Same with
Yeah.
celebrities. There's so much pressure put on them
Yeah.
to be these perfect couples that they can't do that. It's just not possible.
I mean, Prince Philip had affairs and kids all over the place, reportedly. But he stood by the Queen. He never dragged her down.
Yeah.
But is it because he knew where his bread was buttered?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nisha's just saying back then girls had to be checked, they had to be virgins thing. That's still the case in some families and cultures now, and it's disgusting. I don't think the royal family or any family should have the right to say what state a woman should be in before they get married.
No.
And as for the checks, they're just bullcrap checks. You can't check if someone's a virgin. Too many things happen in a woman's life to be able to say for certain that someone is a virgin or not. And who cares if they're not? It's just because they've been with someone else doesn't mean they're not loving people.
That's right.
I think the problem is back years and years and years ago, centuries ago, we didn't live as long. So when you marry someone, full life was just a few years.
Yeah.
Whereas now you live so long and we evolve and we change throughout our lives. Marrying the same person and staying with that same person for your whole life, it's hard work.
Yeah.
And not necessarily something that can be done for everyone. Because I'm a completely different person now than I was in my 20s.
Oh my gosh.
And that's only, 20 years ago. And I'll be a completely different person when I hit my 60s. If I ever hit my 60s. Nothing's ever guaranteed in this life.
No. 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 Definitely. Oh, it was unheard of in my day,
Yeah.
to go and live with somebody before you were married.
Yeah.
I mean, you were a charlatan. You were a wicked woman.
Yeah. See, personally, I think it makes sense to live with someone before you marry, because you need to know if you can live with them. What are the things you need to know about them?
You don't know somebody until you live with them.
Exactly. So it makes sense to live with them and then get married when you know that you two are fully compatible.
Yes. And that takes a good 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, definitely, because you can hide your true self for so long.
Yes.
Yeah, me and Duncan definitely did it the wrong way round. We had kids, then we lived together, and then we got married. And it was for the better. If we'd got married straight away, we'd probably be divorced by now.
Yes. I mean, we weren't even allowed to go on holiday together.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Annie. Horse riding and other sports can completely mess with a woman, so there's no way to tell these things. And yeah, I think she was a bit secluded and naive. I think a lot of women in that sort of area, they're very secluded in their upbringing to mix with the correct crowd. And it makes them so naive that they're not ready for a lot of stuff. Not doing much with the flamingos. I'm working on the leaves because my hands are starting to hurt, so we'll probably have to stop soon. But I'm doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing well.
We've been going for an hour 26, so I've lasted a lot longer by concentrating on the leaves. The problem is I'm going to have no leaves to do for the next one, only the flamingos. I'll probably do a different one for the next live though, so that it's something different, because I don't want to do the same one 3 times in a row, so I'll probably finish this one off camera and then just shove a photo of it up. Or maybe do a quick TikTok live tomorrow, finishing it off if I can get the damn TikTok studio to work. I'm going to have to work out what I'm going to do. Now it looks like I can't run TikTok studio and OBS studio together. Might have to have separate setups, but that's way too complicated because I only have one webcam. Well, I have another one, but it sucks. Might have to look into the... I think there's something called Restream. I think if you get some stream codes or something, you can stream them both. But I don't know how to get a TikTok stream code. I think they only give you the studio rather than the stream code. So confusing. They have to make everything so hard.
And what time is it?
It
Oh
is
gosh, it's
4:18. Yeah, definitely need.
It has already left. Good hell. He's leaving early tomorrow as well because his car's going for an MOT.
Manly's got to get his fixed. You've probably heard it. His exhaust is screwed.
Oh really? Oh.
That's why it's very loud.
Oh.
Reese has already got the part. It's just finding the time with Manly at college and work, and Reese happened to deal with customers first and fix his own car because once again Reese's car is broken.
Well, the good thing about tonight is, being a stir fry,
Ooh,
all I've got to do is get the scissors and cut the top off the packet. Yes!
Nice
My
and simple
type of dinner.
We like doing homemade Chinese. I do rice noodles with water chestnuts and bean sprouts and
lovely.
vegetables, and it's so good.
Lovely.
And we've even made our own sweet and sour sauce. It's so
Really?
good. Yeah. We got a recipe from a YouTuber who they have their own restaurants
Oh.
in the UK. Proper Chinese. I think they were Chinese Korean. I can't remember now. But they're proper traditional recipes, and it's so good. I want to get their cookbook because they got some really cool
I haven't had
recipes in
stir
it.
fry for ages.
We like a lot of that during summer weather.
I mean, I deliberately ordered a stir fry because knowing that he was coming to fit these doors and knock half the wall down to be able to get the doors in.
Yeah. You needed something nice and simple.
And I had to go to the dentist.
Oh yeah, of course.
I didn't want to be chewing on anything.
No, definitely not. Anita's going to come round to her heels for dinner.
Yeah, so we're having prawn and mushroom stir fry.
Yummy.
Yes.
I used to make a prawn noodle soup, which I used to love, but of course I don't eat meat now, so I can't have it.
Do you know, I had a lovely soup yesterday. I'd done the Sunday, or was it Monday? I don't even know. It's Tuesday today, isn't it? It had to be Sunday. I did loin chops in my slow cooker. And I chopped up very finely onion, apple, leek, carrot, and cooked the loin chops. Of course, I use the fat as like the gravy,
Ooh,
because
perfect.
I'd done boiled potatoes and green beans and broad beans mixed, and so I had a big dish of all this very finely chopped stock.
Nice.
So I made soup with it. I mashed it all up, and I put loads of spices in it. Not heavily spiced,
No,
but
just
you know,
some good
not,
flavour. I
didn't
love a
take
good
the,
homemade
didn't take
soup.
the coating off your tongue. God, that was gorgeous.
We done some roasted veg. Once we had some left over, and I turned that into a soup, and it was so good. It's like I'm making roasted veg soup more often.
I mean, I've got a soup maker, and I love making my soup in the soup maker.
Yeah, that's what we use. Because I used to do it all in pans, and I just can't do it all. With a soup maker, you just shove it all in, put it on,
I use
blend
my
it.
soup maker a lot, especially in the winter.
Yeah. They're just so handy
Oh God.
and so quick. And it takes like 20 minutes and
25 minutes, and
Yeah.
you've got your,
exactly, it's just perfect.
absolutely perfect. But
Yeah, I
this
think my
soup
soup maker
yesterday
was one of the best things I ever bought.
really tasty.
Yeah, I love a good soup. I think I'm going to do this last little leaf down the bottom here, and then I'm going to have to stop because my hand hurts too much.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and rescue and see if I can get in my lounge
Yeah.
and clean the Hoover out again.
Luckily, Duncan has a separate Hoover for all his woodwork, so we're not going to ruin our proper Hoover for it.
Yeah. Well, I've got two Hoovers, one up and one down.
Good plan.
Only because I'm old and I can't be bothered to carry them.
Well, we got a Hoover that's supposed to be lightweight, so I'd be able to carry it up and down to do hoovering, and it's still too heavy for me, so I don't.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons Sue does it for us while we hired a cleaner, because I can't do it. It's just too much.
Actually, he is very good. He does tidy up after himself.
Duncan's getting better at that. It's taken a while to get him there, but he's getting there slowly.
But John's probably said to him, he said, "Oh, don't worry about it. Your mother will do it when she comes in."
I think Mally started keeping his room tidier now, because with Sue coming and hoovering his room, she just dumps it all on the bed. Because I gave him permission to just pick it all up off his floor and just dump it on his bed. It's his own fault if it's on his floor. So he's starting to keep his room tidy and now so that he doesn't have a bed that's a mess when he comes home. Which is perfect and exactly what I wanted.
Well, I don't know if he's going to finish tomorrow, but I can't see it somehow.
No?
No, he might do.
Yeah, you might have got loads done while you're here.
Oh no, he's got a couple of other jobs he's got to do as well.
Yeah. Definitely is non-stop over your place, isn't it?
Of course, then he's got to repaint of where he's cut the wall away, and
Your place is going to be completely different, isn't it?
well, if we go ahead with getting the down the stairs loo in the garage, yes, it will be completely different.
Because yours is the opposite layout to mine
Dead-
mostly, isn't
Dead
it?
opposite.
Yeah.
Dead opposite to yours. Yes.
It's amazing the different layouts in this street because we looked at a 2-bed in this street before we got this place when we were desperate. And it's such a different layout. It was one of the ones over that way.
Oh, was it?
And it's completely different layout.
The
than
next
these.
phase.
Yeah. Glad we didn't take the 2-bedroom though, because trying to get all of us in the 2-bedroom was going to be
Oh
way
God,
too
that
hard.
would have been a nightmare.
Yeah, at the time we were living with Duncan's parents, we were homeless, so we were trying to take whatever we could get. But it's like, realistically, we realised there's no way we could have lived in a 2-bedroom place with 3 young kids and us.
Oh, no,
So we didn't.
no.
And then this place came up.
There you go. I've done his face for nearly. There's little bits I've got to do.
There is so much. It's like those little iron filings that you used to get in
Yeah.
Etch-a-Sketch and things. I broke a Etch-a-Sketch when I was in hospital when I was 9. I dropped it and it broke open. They're gold on the inside.
Oh.
I had gold hands. Nurses come in and they're like, "What have you done?" I'm like, Etch-a-Sketch.
Yes.
It wasn't just me, there was another young girl there as well. There we go. Right,
Well,
I think we've done a fantastic job, haven't we?
yeah. I should get that
And then
finished.
people can see them.
again. Finish that.
That was really cool. Right, we're going to go, so I'll see you, Anita, and anyone else who's watching who hasn't said hi. We've been going for like 88
Bye-bye.
minutes. So I will be going live again at some point this week. I don't know when, so I'll put a message in the YouTube group on Facebook. You all take care. Bye.